And this is the new HTC Magic, our second Android phone, and our first Android phone that is all touchscreen driven. This is not the final hardware. This button configuration will change on the final model, so I'm sure you've seen some of the pictures from the press yesterday, which show a button configuration that has all navigation buttons on the top row, as well as send and end keys beneath. The keys on that one are easier to press, and we also think it makes much more sense to be able to feel your way through navigation on the top, or feel your way through send and end on the bottom. It was one of the things that we actually noticed while testing this device, so this is one of the builds that we tested with. If you take a look at the side, you can see it's a pretty slim profile. It's also very rounded, so it sits in your hand very nicely. On the back is a 3-megapixel camera, the same camera as on the G1. In addition, the insides are very similar to the G1 as well, in terms of processor, radio, etc. This runs firmware 1.5, which has a couple of new features. One of which is Live Folder. It's a new thing that you can add to the home screen. It gives you access to a couple of different subgroups of popular things, such as your YouTube favorites or your starred contacts. So an easy way to jump to, say, your favorite dial list without having to press a couple of buttons.
Or your favorite Android community YouTube channel.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or all of your favorite videos from the Android community. Obviously, one thing people have been really excited about is the idea of an on-screen keyboard, so I'm sure that your viewers want to see that. If we go and take a look in messaging, you'll notice that there was a nice fade, a light swipe between the two. And you can take a look, and here we have a software keyboard. Just like on the G1 keyboard, the system will still do certain autocorrects for common misspellings or common abbreviations. So if you type in DONT, it'll automatically insert the apostrophe, etc. In addition, the software keyboard also has predictive text. So once you start typing... Oh, actually it doesn't work when you're in the to field. You have to be in the composition field. Once you start typing, it'll start suggesting words to you. So if you quickly want to jump to a word, all you do is tap it. It finishes the word and inserts the space afterwards.
Does the keyboard work in landscape orientation?
It does for applications that have a landscape orientation. So just like on the G1, well, actually different to the G1. On the G1, all applications had a landscape orientation when you open the keyboard. With the Magic, the only applications that have landscape orientation are ones where you could force them into landscape on the G1. So, say the browser, which you could force into landscape and leave the device closed.
Right.
On applications like that, there is a landscape keyboard, yes.
And was that a HTC decision, or was that something to do with...
As far as I know, that is part of Android currently.
Okay.
And then another feature that a lot of people have been looking forward to is video recording and video viewing. So if we start up the camera, we now have an option to switch to video recording. And the video records at either QCIF or CIF resolutions. So it's very MMS friendly.
Right.
And you can still obviously store your GPS location in the EXIF data.
Right.
Excellent. And let's see. So, if we go into gallery now, you'll see that we have pictures and videos. So you can play all videos from the gallery. And the video play is the same player that we saw with things like the video player add-on that used the software to show off the video. So we tap it, we can see we get similar features.
Could you just bring it back? Yeah, that was great, thanks. Great.
Other than that, the features, both software and hardware, on the Magic are very similar to what users have seen and are used to on the G1.
Right.
There is a new version of Gmail, which now allows when you're in list view, you'll see a checkbox next to every conversation,
right,
so that you can mass archive or mass delete messages.
Okay.
It also allows you to assign labels in mass, which is interesting. But the features are still what we're accustomed to. The performance is improved a little bit in terms of speed, so scrolling is faster and smoother. Let's see if we can get to something we can scroll through. What we'll have. There's no data on the Sims,
right,
so we'll go to this controls. I'm just looking for a big list.
Right.
You can see it's much faster.
Definitely. That's great.